your teacher for today. Have you ever wondered how products were sold out or availed by most of the consumers? Well, the answer is here in this lesson, Quarter 3, Week number 2, Your Voice, Your Choice, Propaganda Techniques. To start with, you may answer this pre-test. Task number 1. Read carefully the questions below. Circle the letter of your answer. Number 1. What is the primary purpose of propaganda? A. As figurative language. B. As ordinary conversation. C. As ways to share ideas. D. As persuasive messages. Number 2. Which of the following propaganda techniques is aimed at persuading people to do a certain action because others are doing it? A. Bandwagon. B. Testimonial. C. Transfer. D. Repetition. Number 3. Which propaganda technique is commonly used in political campaigns to promote a particular idea, person? A. Bandwagon. B. Testimonial. C. Transfer. D. Repetition. Number 4. Which propaganda technique makes the speaker mention a product's name multiple times or use an appealing jingle that creates a lasting impact? A. Bandwagon. B. Testimonial. C. Transfer. D. Repetition. Number 5. Which technique in propaganda uses words of an expert or a famous person in promoting a particular idea? A. Bandwagon. B. Testimonial. C. Transfer. D. Repetition. Number 6. Which propaganda technique is often characterized as vague but often leave positive ideas, such as those found in slogans or posters? A. Bandwagon. B. Testimonial. C. Repetition. And D. Glittering generalities. 7. Which technique in propaganda omits information that may affect their image negatively and includes just that information that will lure the consumers? A. Bandwagon. B. Testimonial. C. Glittering generalities. And D. Card stacking. 8. Which technique in propaganda gives an idea of bad label common between two brands that are similar, well-known, and have lots of consumers? A. Bandwagon. B. Testimonial. C. Name-calling. And D. Card stacking. Looking back, Task 2. In your previous lesson, you have learned that an announcement is a statement addressed to the public through media. It provides information about something that has happened or will happen. Read carefully the earthquake awareness poster. What follows after is a modified true or false activity. On the blank space before each number, write true if the idea is correct. If false, change the underlined statement to make it correct. Number 1. Proper preparedness before an earthquake will help prevent panic and damages. Number 2. When indoors during an earthquake, the safest thing to do is to drop, cover, and hold. Number 3. When indoors during an earthquake, the safest place to be is to hide inside the building. Number 4. After a major earthquake, aftershocks will continue to happen. Number 5. After a major earthquake, keep calm and stay inside the damaged areas. Number 6. More people may be injured or killed when they are close to damaged areas. Task 3. Focus questions. Number 1. What do you think are these information all about? Number 2. What have you noticed in the posted materials? In what manner did the advertisers promote their products? Number 3. How can the advertisements convince the consumers? And number 4. What creative techniques were used so that consumers will be persuaded to buy the products? Brief introduction. What exactly is propaganda and what are the different propaganda techniques? Propaganda is a communication that is primarily used to influence an audience. It is very common in advertisements, where they try to make consumers patronize the products or services they offer. This persuasion is what we call propaganda techniques. Propaganda techniques can range from claims that the majority of people are using the products or services, approvals from experts or famous personalities, and so on. The different forms of propaganda techniques are found in brochures, magazine, billboards, newspaper, radio, television, and over the internet or social media. Types of propaganda techniques: bandwagon, testimonial, transfer, repetition, glittering generalities, card stacking, and name calling. Now let's talk the different types of propaganda techniques. First, bandwagon is a propaganda technique that persuades everyone to do a certain action because many other people are also doing it. Phrases like "join the crowd" or "trending now." Example, a soft drink advertisement is showing a large number of people joyfully drinking. Testimonial is a propaganda technique that uses statements of approval from an expert or a famous person or celebrities in promoting a particular product or service. Example, a sport person recommends a brand of shoes. Generally, common people consider celebrities and experts as reliable source of a product's quality. Transfer is a propaganda technique that is commonly used in political campaign. Example, a political candidate presents his accomplishments to persuade people to vote for him. Repetition is a propaganda technique where the product's name is repeated many times through songs, chants, or jingles. Example, my milk tea, your milk tea, it is everybody's milk tea. Glittering generalities is a propaganda technique that is often vague but presents positive ideas like those found in a slogan or posters. Glittering generalities can be also the taglines found after names of brands. Example, think before you click, there is no place like home, or etc. Name calling is a propaganda technique which invokes fear in those exposed to the propaganda, resulting in the formation of a negative opinion about a person, group, or set of beliefs or ideas. Example, everyone knows that MSG is bad for your health, so they drag their competitor down by informing consumers that their product has MSG. And lastly, card stacking is a propaganda technique wherein the advertisers stress the positive qualities of the product and ignore its negative side. Example, a product that claims 100% all natural contains, it implies that it is better than other products in the market because they do not contain artificial food additives. And now that we're done discussing the different types of propaganda techniques, let us proceed to the following activities. Task number 5. In your notebook, create a slogan enhancing public awareness about the present pandemic. Below is a sample output and the rubric. Example, fight COVID-19 together. Just be aligned with the following rubric. We have the content, artwork presentation, and mechanics. Remember, propaganda refers to spreading of information using persuasive languages, in which the intention is to influence people's attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. It is common in advertisement where creative strategies called propaganda techniques are used. These techniques create a powerful impact in your mind that could shape your opinion to believe on what it presented. Propaganda techniques appear in different forms like those in brochures, magazine, billboards, newspaper, radio, television, and over the internet or social media. Remember, the different types of propaganda techniques are: 1. Bandwagon is a technique to persuade others to purchase or follow something because many people believe on its usefulness. 2. Transfer is a propaganda technique that is commonly used in political campaigns. 3. Testimonial is a technique using statements of celebrities as the prime reference of the effectivity and reputation of something. 4. Repetition is a propaganda technique where the product name is repeated many times during the advertisement. 5. Glittering generalities is a propaganda technique that creates emotional appeal towards the audience to the point where some of them may accept the idea positively. Card stacking number 6. Propaganda technique wherein the advertisers stress the positive qualities of the product and ignore its negative side. 7. Name calling propaganda is a propaganda technique which invoke fear in those exposed to the propaganda, resulting in the formation of the negative opinion about a person, group, or set of beliefs or ideas. I believe that you understand well the lesson. Now let us check your understanding. Task number 6. Answer the following questions on a separate sheet of paper. 1. What are the different types of propaganda techniques? 2. Why do you think the study of propaganda techniques is important? Support your answer with information you have learned from this module. 3. After learning about the different types of propaganda techniques, what is the most influential propaganda technique that you can think of during this time of pandemic? And your post-test. Task 7. Examine the picture carefully. Then answer the given questions based on how you understand the propaganda poster. You may use a separate sheet of paper to write your answer. Number 1. What kind of propaganda techniques is presented? Number 2. Based on the poster's words and images, what persuasive message does it convey? 3. Do you think that social media addiction has negative effects in life? Explain your answer briefly. Number 4. Why should people use the social media responsibly? And number 5. What is the message of this picture? Explain your answer briefly. And finally, do your reflection. Task 8. Share what you have learned from the module by answering the following questions in your notebook. Number 1. What are the important ideas you have learned from this module? Number 2. What specific topic that you find difficult to understand? Number 3. What learnings can you share with your family and friends? Number 4. How did the lesson create a positive feeling in you? Thank you so much, grade 8 learners, for bearing with me today. And that's all for today. Once again, this is Mama Chandra saying, God bless you all.